Oh, wow. That is amazing. I am in awe. Aaron, how are you doing?
I'm good.
Welcome back to the show, man.
Thank you.
This is incredible. Who do we have here? Introduce you guys.
Here's the new guy on the new kid on the block. His name is Emmanuel Yakobo, and he's from Tanzania, by the
He's
way.
from Tanzania?
Yes.
Ah, good stuff.
And of course, we've got Mr. Tito Monaco, who is a fantastic bass player who actually plays regularly with Sauti Sol.
Ah, good stuff. And he's got an Angry Birds sweatshirt.
Actually, I've seen some guys asking him to zip ups to see.
I bet I can beat him on an Angry Birds game. But that said, it's so great to have you come on the show. Officially as yourself, you've come playing. You were last year with Kanji, right?
Yes, that was September of 2013.
You were doing piano and voice, I believe.
Yes, yeah.
So are you still doing regular gigs? Where can people catch you? Where can people buy your music? Or I see people asking?
Of course, regular gigs are happening. Yesterday I played at the Choices, and that was fantastic. And still doing my stuff. I've got my regular job actually.
What is your regular job?
Which is a part-time job actually at Capital. It's just that I don't have the I don't have the accent. So.
You need to get the accent. If you work at Capital, you need to have the Capital accent going on the jazz show on Sundays.
Yes, the Capital Jazz Club on Sundays, 7 to 10 p.m. So, so that's what I'm doing. Working on an EP, and actually, what I've just played, the track by Sauti Sol, is something that I've been trying to interpret Kenyan songs and make them instrumentals. You know, that's what actually some of the great jazz people used to do. So, yeah.
Amazing. So when is the EP dropping? Do you have a date?
I don't have a date because what I'm trying to do is probably singles and probably work on 4 or 5 songs, then probably then release it as one.
But you already have some published music, right? You have an album.
Exactly.
You have 2 albums.
2.5.
What is 2.5?
2 mine,
yes.
And then I share an album with Kanji Mbugwe. That's what we're here for. That last time. So
where can people buy those ones?
On wabe.com.
Wabe.com.
Yeah, you can just download it. Music. Yeah. The first one is called Keys of Life. I did it 10 years ago, and the second one is Alpha Jiri, which I did 6 years ago.
Do you still use the name Crucial?
No.
Why not?
Actually, I found out that Alicia Keys' company is called the Crucial Company.
Oh.
It's called actually the Crucial Keys Company. So
you used to be Aaron Crucial Keys.
Yeah. So like I don't get myself into get a check.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. So I'm not doing that anymore.
Interesting. Yeah. But you've been in this business a long time. You played with some of the greatest. You are a music a producer, a band leader, pianist, keyboardist. Apparently, there's a difference.
Yes.
What is the difference?
Actually,
pianist and keyboardist.
Keyboard players usually can play a variety of instruments. They can play this. This is a keyboard. You can play the organ. You can play these other instruments called like the Rhodes, other electronic stuff. So that's what a keyboardist is. But there's some people who exclusively only play the piano. So if you give them something like this, and even when you send them a technical writer, meaning what they send you and then you give them this,
they can't play this.
They'll be like, nope, I want to play because the piano is wood, it's real wood and ivory. So this has other things. So
this is true because Mark Obama is a keyboardist. Rather, he's a pianist.
Yes.
So he came on the show. And we were talking before the show, he's a maestro on the piano, but he can't play this.
Exactly, because that's what they've trained themselves. And it does different weights, different touches. So if you're used to playing a piano exclusively and I give you this, you'll be like, whoa.
Okay.
Yeah, so.
I get it.
Yeah.
A lot of people ask, because we know you as a musician, but you also have a story behind that.
Yes.
Talking about the fire you were in as a child. Walk our people through that.
It was, when did it happen? Probably about 20 years ago. I was 14 at that time. 21 years ago. And to cut a very long story short, it happened one morning. We woke up where we were staying, and there was gas smelling. And so my mom at that time said, you know what, let's check out what's happening in the neighborhood. So we went and after going around, we found it's immediate neighbors. And she said, you know what, she's going to call the owner of the house. And when he came, me being a curious boy, I just finished KCP, young guy, followed him to the house. So when we get to the house, it's smelling like a lab, you know, a chemical lab, just full of gas, you know. And so We went into the kitchen, went to the servants' quarters. I think someone was subletting his servants' quarter. And no, I was just peeping. Now him and his son and the house help kind of went in. And all of a sudden, the last thing I just saw yellow. I just heard, you know. And I ran out, you know. At that time when I didn't know that I'd been messed up. You know? So when I'm outside and I'm hearing the house help screaming, I see she's kind of holding herself because I think she had worn some crazy dresses or something. And I think it had all burnt on her. So we're running out and I get out and I look at my hands and I find my skin is all peeled up, you know. And it took a while, you know. I was just getting into Form 1. And I had to do, a year later, I had to go through reconstructive surgery. So actually, part of my hand, this part of my hand, that cut some part of my thigh, you know, the full work. So it was about 3 years of and
as a teenager, how does that affect you?
Of course, that's the time when I was you're starting to understand, get to know yourself as a man. You know, these girls, you know, like, will they like my face? You know, because my face was pretty messed up. Because these scars are actually part of the stitches that I had to go through. So. And but a day at a time, and these same hands that I had to go for intense physiotherapy are the same ones now that I use, you know. And
look what they've achieved. Yeah, you know, incredible work.
Yeah.
So do people ask you about that, and do you usually have a lesson for them based on that experience?
I think the first couple of years it was hard, you know. There's the healing where you're like, why did it have to happen to me, you know? But now I'm like, you know what, it happened. And I think I'm more for telling those people outside there, you know what, don't let your experiences put a stop on what you're supposed to do, you know. And I think for me, the same things that, you know, my hands are the same ones that I play. I'd have been shy. How would I be playing on the piano, you know? So, but they're the ones that are on display. So just go out there and do your stuff, you know.
What an incredible story.
Yeah.
And so thank you so much for sharing that with us.
Thank
you so much for sharing that with us. I almost forgot. You get, there's so much to talk about. My socks, nini. What do you think of my socks? True story. Sama tu kweli. No?
Ukweli?
Yeah.
Sikufiche.
Yeah.
Haziko down.
You guys, I was waiting for you to tell me how they're on point.
Haziko down.
This guy's from Tanzania. Maybe he's got more style. Unafikiraje je socks zangu? Somehow. Anasema somehow. Mr. Angry Birds, my socks. I'm taking an official poll here. Okay, I need to display them again? Sure. They've got some nini thing going on. Nini. Ziko chini. Ziko chini, ziko mguu. That's what they mean. That's what they mean. We do a show here and all people notice are my socks, my super cool socks. Mushindwe. It was so great having you come on the show, man. Anything I've forgotten? Anything your fans need to know about? You told them where to buy your music, wabe.com.
Yeah, exactly. And to listen to my show.
Listen to his show on Capital FM.
Yep, and just check me out. Follow me on Twitter.
At Aaron Rimbui?
At Aaron Rimbui. Because I usually post, anywhere I'm playing, that's where I put my stuff.
It's been so awesome having you come on the show.
Thanks, man.
We appreciate it. Thank you guys for coming on and